Hello, welcome to the video. I'm Jessie, and this video is going to be kind of centered around art journaling. I included some other things that I did throughout the week. I spent some time outside in nature, read a new book. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of daily life mixed in with doing some art journaling. So if you want to stick around for that, let's get into the video. I am feeling like I need to go be by some water today, and Journey could also probably use a little change of scenery. So we're gonna go take a little walk by the river. She wants to swim so bad, and like, I don't blame her. Honestly, this water looks amazing. I would like to take a dip myself, but it's still a little too cold. So I just feel like it's kind of torturing her to not let her get in the water, even though it's right there. I'm going to play around in my art journal for a little bit. I think I'm going to finally use these papers that I made. I'm just going to glue it in the middle here. Start there. So I got my first mean comment this week. Like, I've been knowing that was going to happen eventually, and I've been like trying to prepare myself for when it happens, and I know that's just part of being online, but I'm not gonna pretend like it didn't bother me. Like, it did bother me. I am over it now, but it did bother me at the time. But the other thing that it did was, weirdly, make me feel validated. Like, that comment in juxtaposition to some other really positive comments that I got just confirmed for me what it is I'm doing here, and like made me want to double down on what I'm doing here, which is just showing up as my imperfect, messy, slightly chaotic self, and just doing all the creative things that I want to do. Because first of all, like, that's all that I can do. But second of all, I just want to show people that, like, if there's something that you want to do, you can just do it. You don't have to know everything about what you want to do before you start. You don't have to know anything about it before you start. You can just start and figure it out as you go. Or maybe you never figure it out and you just find your own way to do it that makes you happy. But like, you're allowed to be a beginner, and you're allowed to make mistakes and mess stuff up and break stuff. You're allowed to not be perfect at everything and still enjoy the process and still like what you made and be proud of it. We are talking about arts and crafts here. It's not that serious, you know? It's not like we're doing brain surgery or something where the stakes are really high if you mess something up, you know? It's just, it's creativity. It's supposed to be fun, and it's a necessary part of our well-being, I think. And it's available to anyone at any skill level. And I just know that there are people who need to see examples of that. And honestly, like, I need to do it for myself too, because I can get tripped up by perfectionism. So it's an important thing for me to do just for my own self. So if that means that I get a mean comment every once in a while, so be it, you know? Anyway, that being said, I am open to feedback. Like, if you see me doing something wrong and you would like to tell me in a nice way, like, hey, you might want to try doing this thing instead. Like, I'm open to that. I would be appreciative of that. I can tell when your intention is to be helpful. If you're going to come at me with the intention of just making me feel like an idiot and tearing apart everything that I'm doing, I'm probably just gonna block you because I don't want to waste time or energy on people like that. At least not right now. I'm not at the point in my journey with all of this where I want to entertain those types of comments. Anyway, I didn't want to dwell on that one negative comment too much. I just saw it as an opportunity to kind of talk about the purpose of this space and my mission here. So it inspired me. I'm gonna make some stir fry for dinner tonight. That sounds good. I think I'm just gonna use these like frozen chicken tender things. Looks like there's enough in there. These are starting to turn, so I'm gonna use both of those too. I've already got some red onion chopped up. These are the noodles that I like to use. Very good. The most important part, the sauce. I'm just gonna put the rest of this bag in too. It's kind of a clean out the fridge type of dinner night. These go in the microwave for a minute each. I wanted to do just a quick little page in here. I was feeling inspired by something that I read in The Caretaker. There was a quote in there that I just really loved. It said, "Walk in the rain. When it starts pouring out of nowhere and you're gonna get soaked no matter what, don't scramble for cover. Just walk. Focus on what you can control. Accept the fact that you're gonna get drenched. Feel whatever you're feeling." And I just really resonated with that. Like, that's a really good way to put, like, feel your feelings, which is something that I only learned how to do, like, a few years ago. I was always the person, like, telling everybody, like, you just gotta feel your feelings. You just gotta feel your feelings. But I didn't know what that meant. Like, what I thought was feeling my feelings was just thinking about feelings, but to actually feel your feelings is very different. I'm someone who gets pretty bad anxiety in different situations, especially social situations. I can get really caught up in my head just thinking about an interaction that I'm having or had or I'm going to have, and just thinking and thinking and thinking about it. Obviously, it never helps. When I get caught up in a thought spiral, it's to try and stop the feelings in my body, the physical sensations. Like, you know, the queasy stomach or the sweaty, clammy skin or the racing heart or just the tightness in my chest. But if I can just allow those things to come through and stop trying to suppress them, they ease up. It's not pleasant, but it's just, it is what it is. And you just kind of got to go through it. And it works every time pretty much. And I forget every time pretty much. Yeah. So I just like that as a little reminder. Walk in the rain. So I just finished reading The Caretaker by Marcus Cleaver. Apparently that's how you say his last name. And my brain is mush. My brain is mushy. If you're not familiar, this same author wrote a book like a year or two ago called We Used to Live Here. And I feel like these books are just so hard to talk about because they don't really make any sense. Like, I liked both of them. They're really fun to read. Like, they're really a trip to read, and the whole time you're just like, what is happening? What is happening? They're very gripping page turners, very weird. But by the time you get to the end, you're still just like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what I just read. I liked it, but I didn't understand it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could read that first book and this book just over and over until the next book comes out, and looking for connections between them and trying to just like piece things together, because I do think that both books are part of this bigger story. At least I'm hoping that they are. There's so many similarities between this book and the first book that I just think it's all leading to something bigger. And hopefully it will make sense someday. I just envision this author with one of those big walls that's covered in red string, like connecting points to points all over, and like it makes sense to him. I feel like it probably makes sense to him, and the rest of us are just along for the ride until he like lets us know what's actually going on. I like it though. I like it, and I will keep, I have a feeling there will be more books, and I will read them all, so. All right, well, that's all I've got for this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's maybe not the most eventful video, but hopefully you got something out of it and had a good time. And I will see you next week. Bye.